did you know we was the Israelites when you saw us? You seen us before? What's the common denominator? When you see the Israelites, what we all got? You can identify quickly. The colors. What else?
The message.
What else? What else we got on? When you see us, you know what's up. I'm gonna help you out. When we saw you, huh? The what? The fringes. Why do we wear those?
Because it was fringy.
Because it's a commandment. It's a law. You understand? And that's how you let your light shine. Somebody see you. Oh, okay, I already know what he about. He keep the laws. You understand? You had to declare. We would have, hey bro, you know who you is? Yeah, I know who I am. I'm Israelite. Oh, okay. Well, I wouldn't have known. You understand?
You also said you know by their fruits too.
Is that now Jeremiah 17:10? What does that mean? What's the fruits? What's the fruits? What does that mean?
Bring it out.
You shall know them by their fruits. What does that actually mean? Yo, there you go. Your actions. Read that.
Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 10. I, the Lord, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his way.
Go ahead.
And according to the fruit of his doing.
The what?
The fruit of his doing.
The fruit of his doings. Meaning what? If you got a mind, a heart to serve God, and God said to keep your heart from wandering away from me, wear these.
Right.
You're going to read that and you're going to do that. That's a sign that you have a heart, a mind to serve God. You understand? So we know them by their fruits. It's brothers that was just like you, just like most of us, grew up in Christianity, was taught that you under grace. You got baptized. You said and confessed with your mouth you believe in the Lord. You good. You don't have to do nothing. We heard, no. Deuteronomy 28. We went into slavery for breaking God's commandments. It's more to this. It's things that we have to do. Guess what? One of the things we have to do, Numbers 15:38. God said, put fringes in the borders of your garments, that you lust not after your own heart. Right? Oh, bet! Hobby Lobby, I'm pulling up. You understand? You know what I did? I learned how to sew. I was a 19-year-old young man. I learned how to sew. Why? Because I feared God. My brother, before we leave, let me ask you this. What do God require of you?
Besides love my neighbor.
Yeah.
To be obedient.
Okay. What does that mean?
To follow the best that we can to his commandments.
Okay. So you already know what today is, right?
Sunday. What is it? Sunday, Saturday? Saturday. I work a lot.
That ain't good.
Yeah, I know.
So
you talk about the Sabbath.
God gave us 6 days to labor and do all our work.
Sabbath. Yes, sir.
So God made the Sabbath for us to do what? To rest. And what day is that?
I ain't been doing that a lot too. That's my problem now.
So that's a big problem. You do understand that.
I quit.
Listen.
You told me I was done with it.
Listen, you do understand that knowing that you're an Israelite is not going to get you in the kingdom of heaven.
Oh, yeah. No.
You know that, right?
Yes, sir.
Give me Matthew chapter 7 and verse 21.
Bring it up.
Matthew 7 and verse 21. Come on.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 21. Not everyone that said unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven.
So there's people that they may know his name, Yahweh, Yahuwah, Yahweh, whichever one you prescribe to, or Yah, right? You have a connection deeper than what we was taught in Christianity, meaning you may know you Israelite, right? But he says, not many that say unto me, Lord, Lord, go ahead,
shall enter into the kingdom of heaven.
So just because you have a knowledge does not mean that you're going to get in those gates.
I need that personal relationship.
Go ahead.
But he
So God is not a person like us, right? Because we can get close to somebody by liking the same sports team, having the same hobbies. You understand? Having the same favorite candy. Hey, man, you like Hershey? I like Hershey, man. What you doing tomorrow? Right? But to have a personal relationship with God is nothing like that. God says you have to do his will. You have to obey him. You understand? And what is his will? What is his will?
We all got our own purpose, though. That's what.
Nope, nuh-uh. We got every man. Listen, every man, every single Israelite man has one purpose.
Right.
I'm gonna show you that in a second. But read that.
Psalms chapter 40, verse 8. I delight to do thy will, oh my God. Yea, thy law.
Thy what?
Thy law.
Thy what?
Thy law is within my heart.
The will of God is his laws. You understand? That's the will that has to be done to get into the kingdom of heaven. Now, give me Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Every single Israelite man has the same purpose. Now, what you're talking about may be in reference to the ministry. Some men are going to be used to do what we do, like evangelize. Some men are going to be more behind the scenes with the ministry, right? But each and every last Israelite man got to do this right here. This is your purpose. Come on.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
At the end of the day, this is what it's all about. Read.
Fear God.
Do what?
Fear God. And keep his commandments.
Fear God and keep his commandments. Why?
For this is the whole duty of man.
This is the whole entire complete duty or purpose of man.
Right.
God put you on this earth to keep his commandments. Because when you keep his commandments, you show forth his praise. You make the term Israelite make sense. You know what the term Israelite means? A prince that has power with God.
Right.
When we keep the commandments, we show all the other nations that we are the children of God because of the way that we conduct ourselves.
Right.
We conduct ourselves as righteous husbands, fathers, leaders. You understand? That's able to govern the planet in righteousness.
That's right.
You understand? That is our whole duty, our whole purpose. So if we not doing that, guess what? Verse 14.
Verse 14. For God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
God is going to judge us. If we have been fulfilling our purpose, guess what? We get entrance into them gates. We get immortality. But if we not, especially if we know that we Israelite, we know why we went into slavery, which was breaking what? The law, statutes, and commandments. And we understand that, but we still don't do the law, statutes, and commandments. God is going to judge you.
Right.
And that judgment is not going to be a slap on the wrist. That judgment is what's going to be called the lake of fire.
That's right.
You understand? So go back to Matthew 7, read 22 and 23. Come on.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 22. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils? And in thy name done many wonderful works.
So many people going to proclaim, listen, in your name we did this, in your name we did this, in your name we did this. Right? But watch this.
And then will I profess unto them.
So this going to be Christ's response unto them. Go ahead.
I never knew you.
I what?
I never knew you.
A lot of people think because they know a certain name, they may pray a certain amount of times a day. You understand? They know some lingo, they know a little few Hebrew words, that they have a personal relationship with God. But like I said, the way that we establish personal relationships ain't the way that we establish a relationship with God. You understand? I see somebody, hey, I'm going to call you Little Nook Nook. And after so many days, like, oh, he called me Nook Nook, we cool. You understand? Because I give you a nickname, and I call you something that you like to be called. God don't operate like that.
Right.
He don't care what you call him. He care what you do. to serve him. You understand? So it's going to be people in that day, he going to tell them what?
I never knew you.
I don't know you. We never had a relationship. Go ahead.
Depart from me, ye that work iniquity.
So if he telling you to depart from him, where you going? Exactly. So that means that you ought to fear God, right? And keep the commandments. Commandment, obviously the Sabbath day, right? No working, no buying, no selling. And you're supposed to be congregating on today. Because the Sabbath is a holy convocation.
All of the enemy, them a go be a prey one day. Oh, what time for rise up, rise up. This are your kingdom of fall right now. Your time up, time up. This is the work of God. This are your kingdom reach to the stage of decadence. The water rise up and it's very evident. We come to claim our roots and take back our heritage. We were never savages, taken from the decayed state. Now my kindred wake, meditate in scriptures and increase with faith. While leading reach destruction await. Bind them kings with chain. Oh, what time to rise up, rise up. This are your kingdom of fall right now. Your time.
Hey, Shalom, Most High in Christ bless. This is Captain Immanuel. Subscribe to IUIC Arkansas on YouTube. First and foremost, scan that QR code. Follow us on all platforms to help us push this truth. Facebook, Instagram, X.com, TikTok, need I say more? Everything. Just type in IUIC Arkansas and hit the follow or subscribe button, all right? Most High in Christ bless.
How did you know we was the Israelites when you saw us? You seen us before? What's the common denominator? When you see the Israelites, what we all got? You can identify quickly. The colors. What else?
The message.
What else? What else we got on? When you see us, you know what's up. I'm gonna help you out. When we saw you, huh? The what? The fringes. Why do we wear those?
Because it was fringy.
Because it's a commandment. It's a law. You understand? And that's how you let your light shine. Somebody see you. Oh, okay, I already know what he about. He keep the laws. You understand? You had to declare. We would have, hey bro, you know who you is? Yeah, I know who I am. I'm Israelite. Oh, okay. Well, I wouldn't have known. You understand?
He also said you know by their fruits too.
Exactly. Now, Jeremiah 17:10. What does that mean? What's the fruits? What's the fruits? What does that mean?
Bring it out.
You shall know them by their fruits. What does that actually mean? There you go. Your actions. Read that.
Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 10. I, the Lord, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his way.
Go ahead.
And according to the fruit of his doing.
The what?
The fruit of his doing.
The fruit of his doings. Meaning what? If you got a mind, a heart to serve God, and God said to keep your heart from wandering away from me, wear these.
Right.
You're going to read that and you're going to do that. That's a sign that you have a heart, a mind to serve God. You understand? So we know them by their fruits. It's brothers that was just like you, just like most of us, grew up in Christianity, was taught that you under grace, you got baptized, you said and confessed with your mouth you believe in the Lord, you good, you don't have to do nothing. We heard, no. Deuteronomy 28. We were in slavery for breaking God's commandments. It's more to this. It's things that we have to do. Guess what? One of the things we have to do, Numbers 15:38. God said, put fringes in the borders of your garments, that you lust not after your own heart. Right? Oh, bet! Hobby Lobby, I'm pulling up.
Right.
You understand? You know what I did? I learned how to sew. I was a 19-year-old young man. I learned how to sew. Why? Because I feared God. You understand? And guess what was the fruit of that? Putting fringes on my clothes.
Right.
Now when somebody see me, they don't have to wonder, they don't have to question, they already know what's up. He's somebody that believes and applies the word of God. That's letting your light shine. That's bearing good fruit. You understand? So that's something that you got to do. If you don't do that, my brother, God is going to hold you accountable for that.
Right.
You understand? Isaiah 50:81. So this is a responsibility for us men, right? For my sisters like this right here, right? She's an elderly sister. Pretty sure she was raised a Christian, right? It's a lot of lies that got to be, she got to be showed what she's doing wrong. And if the word of God convicts her, guess what she gonna do? She gonna change. So you got the elder women, the elder men, the middle-aged women, the middle-aged men, the young men, the young women, the children. It's so many souls that have to be taught. So for God to bestow his knowledge upon you, and that's not what you're doing, that's something else that God gonna hold you accountable for. Read what you got.
Isaiah chapter 58, verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people.
Do what?
Show my people their transgression.
Go ahead.
And the house of Jacob their sin.
Now I know we came out here, we spent a long time teaching the curses, Deuteronomy 28, how we got into these conditions. But the true objective, the true purpose is always to come out here and show our people the sin that they in.
Right.
If our women wearing pants, then we got to show them, no, God said wear a dress. If a brother or sister is in homosexuality, we have to show them, hey, God said that's a no-no.
Right.
That you're a sodomite or a sodomite, we have to show that. If we don't show that, then we in the wrong. Because we know better. It's our job to love our neighbors as we love ourselves.
Right.
If you love your neighbors, you love yourself, you will in any wise rebuke your neighbor. That's why I couldn't leave without us correcting you. Because you said you knew the truth, but when he asked you, hey, what scriptures you got? You're like, well, I know the truth, I don't know the scriptures like that. That's a problem. If we love you, we're not going to walk away and letting you think you got it just because you know you're Israelite. No, you gotta keep the Sabbath, you gotta wear your fringes, you gotta make sure your beard intact, don't cut into the borders of your beard, you understand? So on and so forth. Now last one, 1 Corinthians chapter 11. So this is just a heads up, right? It's kind of like a pun there. Whenever you teaching the word of God, or you're learning the word of God, or you praying to God, it's something that has to be done in reverence to God. All right? 1 Corinthians 11:3.
1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
So our head is Christ, the Messiah. Go ahead.
And the head of the woman is the man.
And the head of the woman is the man, which goes back to the point that we just made. How do we expect our women and children to get themselves together if the Israelite man is not applying the word of God?
Right.
You understand? If the Israelite man is not setting his household and his community in order,
Right.
it's going to be disorder.
Right.
You understand? So the head of the woman is the man, whose head is Christ. Go ahead.
And the head of Christ is God.
And the head of Christ is the Father. Right? Remember, Christ said, I came not to do my own will, but the will of him that sent me. Christ answers to somebody. So you got the Father, the Son, us, and then the women. You understand? We all operate on one accord, but it's order. It's a chain of command, right? So now watch this. Keep reading.
Every man.
So now, for the man, read.
Praying.
If you're praying to God,
Or prophesying.
or prophesying like we doing right now. We teaching, you listening. We're in the midst of prophesying. Go ahead.
Having his head covered.
If you're in the midst of prophesying and you got your head covered, go ahead.
Dishonoreth his head.
That's disrespect to Christ, right? Like in church, they somewhat enforce this sometimes. You go to church, you got to do what? Take your hat off. You understand? So that is something biblical, right? If you praying or you in the midst of the word of God coming out, the hat need to be removed. The head cover needs to be removed for the man. Go ahead.
But every woman
But when it comes to the women, read.
that prayeth or prophesied with her head uncovered,
If she does not have a covering on her head, go ahead.
dishonoreth her head.
Right. So that would be disrespect to the men of God. So when she's in the midst of prayer or prophesying, meaning teaching or learning the word of God, her head needs to be covered.
That's right.
Like a veil or a hair wrap or something of that nature. Right? Women do that to show submission to God and the men of God.
Right.
You understand? So the man has to remove his hat when the word of God is coming out. Right? Right? Nah. Yeah, there you go. All praise to the Most High. And listen, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? It's like you see my brother right here, right? He can't help it. His hair that fell out. But he don't put no razor to it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. God said if your hair fall off your head, you still clean.
Right.
You can't help that. Right? I mean, you might get some herbs or something, but, you know, I don't know. But don't put no razor. Don't make baldness on your head. You understand? Don't shave into the corners of your beard. You can trim it, keep it nice and clean and trimmed, but don't cut into the borders of it. Don't make baldness on your head. Put your fringes on. Keep the Sabbath day holy. Them basic laws and commandments. You understand? And you'll be taking the proper steps into getting yourself right.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.